Day one of a two-day nursing conference commenced at the Radisson in Belize City. It's an annual exercise used to look at the roles of nurses in the health system and bringing them up to speed with techniques and processes in providing quality health care. Over 140 nurses from across the country, from both the private and public sector, converged in the Old Capital for the workshop, which comprises of both a theoretical and a practical session.
Our nurses, especially for those who work in that environment, need to be abreast, they need to be knowledgeable, and they will also need to teach the caregivers, the parents, how you care for these newborn. It is also from this newborn care that the quality of life you will need to indicate what quality of life this newborn will have. Within the facility where we're at right now, at this conference, you will not only find neonatal nurses being there, but you'll also find nurses from all levels and all categories. So when you look at the public health nurse, it's very key for the public health nurse, just as an example, to be aware with the development of the newborn and how to see what is normal from abnormal and what type of care that person or that neonate will need to have.
Developmental care of the newborn, that's the theme of the conference this year. And according to Chief Nursing Officer and Deputy Director of Health Services, Agustina Eligio, quality health care is essential from when a baby is born and follows through their development to adult years.
It is very timely, fitting, because life begins when from the utero. And from the utero to the external environment, the newborn makes a transition. And we need to ensure that that transition is at its optimal. We look at newborn or premature infants who would not have the ability and to function as a full term and might need the care in a neonatal intensive care unit.
The complications surrounding premature infants and their care are similar across the world. Proper nutrition, the positioning of babies, and oxygen use are some of the many strategies that can be used to prevent disabilities for the babies. Several development specialists from the U.S. have been brought in to impart these best practice knowledge to local medical practitioners.
They're learning about nutrition. They are learning about how oxygen, the effects of oxygen can affect premature infants negatively. They will also be learning about grief and loss and how to work with families in the NICU.
I'm going to be talking about developmental care, and I'm also going to be talking about family-centered care in neonatal intensive care unit. And then I will also talk about the importance of positioning and preventing problems in the future with these little tiny babies.
We're not 100% sure if there's I don't think anybody's doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. I think what we found in our own unit when we became developmental specialists is that we could position our babies in better positions to help them from a developmental standpoint, and that we could change the environment to make it more like the womb in order to help protect the baby's brains. In preparing for this conference, I learned even more about nutrition and the effect of nutrition on developing preemie brains and their bones for future. And then how the risk of oxygen, too much oxygen, is actually detrimental to babies' brains versus where it may not sound like it would be, but it really can be. It can actually hurt their lungs and it can hurt their eyes for further development down the road.
Day 2 of the workshop will feature practical activities at the neonatal intensive care unit at the Carl Hushner Memorial Hospital. Duane, Moody for News 5.